Alright, so for those of you who don't care about listening to intros, there will be a timestamp on the screen now for when the smokes actually do start. But in a nutshell, what this video is going to be, and future videos on Counter-Strike smoke tutorials or anything of the sort, for the most part, it'll be pretty fast-paced, basic smokes that I believe every player should know. None of these smokes are complicated at all, and all can be done on 64-tick servers. There are some smokes I'd have liked to include in this video, but they do only work on 128-tick servers, unfortunately. If you like the video and you want me to cover all of the current competitive map pool basic smokes, let me know below. Enjoy. Alright, okay, so we're going to start off with the very basic A execute smokes. There's only 3 that you really need to know. The first one is for CT. You want to line up with this little tiny smudge on the wall and put your crosshair right on the end of the pole. Jump throw, and it will land, well, it'll bounce first a couple of times and it'll land directly on CT. The best thing about this smoke, in my opinion, is because you can't do the normal head glitch jump one-way smoke thing that people tend to do. It just doesn't work with this smoke at all. So it's a bit of a bonus with it, really. Yeah, and then the other 2 smokes that you're going to want to know are for basic A execute are stairs and jungle. The first one is stairs. Line up with this pillar. Next to, and then just aim next to the scaffolding. Toss it, normal left click, nothing fancy. It'll bounce over sandwich. It will land directly on top of the stairs, covering it completely. So when you run out of ramp, you won't be seen at all from anyone in the stairs area. The third and final one for any basic A execute is jungle. Go to next to this pillar in the middle of the rock, next to this little rock, just a little bit down from the top left corner. Basic left click throw. It'll bounce again a little bit. It'll land directly in the middle of jungle. And yeah, there's no gaps actually in between the smoke here, which is just phenomenal, because if there's any gaps, you're asking for trouble. The only thing I can imagine a CT to do, really, which is what I tend to do, pop flash through and just hop around bench and just try and get a couple of quick kills before backing off into back into the smoke and hiding. Okay, so next up is B site. There is a few more nades on B site in comparison to A site because there's a lot more coverage. Well, there's a lot more angles that can be peaked. So there's about it's about 6 nades. It's not too many, and obviously you're not going to use them all every time. 3 of which start from this corner right here, all in the same spot. You want to aim at the very left corner and just left click throw. Just very basic left click throw. It's going to bounce a few times, quite funky. It will land perfectly deep into catwalk. The reason why I would use this smoke is for anybody playing deep catwalk, maybe help them mid from short at all. As backup. The second one is for market window. You want to crouch and jump throw at the same time, aiming at the corner of this building. You have got to crouch, otherwise it's just not going to work. And it's going to land directly in the middle of the window. And you are not seeing past that whatsoever. The third and final one from this corner is for market doors. You just stand normally, aim to the top of the window on the right hand side, and jump throw. This is going to bounce a couple of times again, land directly in the middle of the doorway, and that just completely blocks market off completely. The next 2 are for archers. Oops, not from this corner. Actually, there's one for bench. Aim anywhere here on the pillar, and then anywhere there. It's not precise at all. You just toss it, and it will land 9 times out of 10 the same place. The only thing that you need to worry about with this is if somebody jumps on top of the wall, I mean, you're screwed. They've got a really good angle on you, just be cautious of that. Okay, so aim for this little window frame on the right side, and right here in between the satellite and this, I don't know what that is, like ledge. This one's going to cover the closest part of archers completely. So if anyone's playing under the apps window at all. And then for the... Okay, yeah, so the other apps, you want to aim directly below the lamp. You want to aim for this little tiny, I don't know what to call it, it's like an indent in the wall. And just standard left click throw. It's going to bounce a little bit behind the actual arch. Drop down. And it's going to land again right here. Now, sometimes I've had trouble with this in the past. It does leave a little gap, but honestly, there's just not much they can do with it, especially if you're paying attention. So that's all the B ones. We'll move on to middle now. Right, okay, so you want to jump on the trash can, aim for the top right of the satellite and toss it. That is the smoke for top mid. That's the most basic smoke that everybody should know by now, but if you don't, there you go.
You do, however, just need to be careful of connector. It's possible to hit that shot, but it's unlikely. The next smoke is for jungle. From here, you want to aim, well, you want to line up the satellite with these boxes as much as you can. And then there's a little wire on the satellite. You put your crosshair on it. You want to run forward and throw just before you hit the box. And then that's going to land dead center in jungle. It is good because it doesn't actually leave any gaps either side for them to peek, as if it's a one-way smoke. Another one from top mid is for catwalk. Wedge yourself in the corner. Aim for this satellite here. Toss it. That's going to bank around a couple of times. And jobs are good and really easy catwalk smoke. Now this is a little bit more tricky for connector. You want to aim for the red carpet there in the middle and jump throw. After wedging yourself in the corner, of course. It's going to bounce and land on a third step. Now, on 64 tick, it does this. It's a bit of a one-way smoke, but as long as you're cautious, you'll have no issues whatsoever. However, to be fair, if you are going to execute mid, you could just toss one here, or have a teammate toss one for the top of mid, and then if you've thrown one for connector, or vice versa. Let me just re-smoke this 1 second. Right, so yeah, if both these smokes are down, you only have this gap to work with, and that's a really hard angle to hit. It's unlikely. Right, okay, so we've done all the T-sided smokes now. There is only a few for CT, but some of them can be quite useful, I suppose. The first one is for ramp, which is the most common one. Most people just run and throw it. I tend to do it, to be fair, but this one's definitely more consistent. Wedge yourself in the corner, aim for the dark patch, and just a little bit up on this like line. I don't know what to call it. Standard left click over the top. It's gonna land perfect. It is. I need to do it more honestly because it just leaves no gaps. I just tend to run and smoke because I'm lazy. But yeah, that's that one sorted for yourself. Most people tend to smoke Palace. There's no really tricky one because you will just throw it from any angle. It's such an easy smoke, but I've seen people do this a lot. They line up with this little pillar and aim for the middle of these two. I don't know what they're called. Just, again, throw the smoke. It's going to land there. But it doesn't really matter. There's no specific lineup. As long as you know where Palace is, it's a big target. You're not going to miss it. I mean, if you are going to play under Palace, which is a position that I personally like to play a lot, you can wedge yourself into this corner whilst you're just waiting for people to, you know, peek or whatever. If you just aim for this little part where the two pieces of wood actually connect, aim for the middle of it, standard left click throw, and that will also do the job for you. A one-way smoke for connector, you just run and throw it at this little pillar in the middle of the wall. It's going to bounce back to you, and jobs are good. It's a bit like the one that we've done from mid before, only you can see a lot more. Now the best one, in my opinion, it's slower to do, but if you toss it into the corner, it lands a little bit up the stairs and you can sort of sit in it, and it's harder for the T's to see you. The only other one I can think of for B would be for B apps. A lot of people throw them from different angles, but this is quite decent. If you wedge yourself in the corner and aim for the door frame, if you just go for the middle of it, left click throw, it'll go nice and deep into B apps, giving you, most visibility and getting into whatever position you want, whether it's on top of balcony or pushing. I prefer to just jump peek it though. I don't really like wasting a smoke on this. Well, this early on, I suppose, in the round. I tend to molly it and then just jump peek it. Okay, so that's all of the basic smokes now covered for Mirage. If you would like me to cover any other map in the current competitive map pool, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.